how would you prepare for a job interview? You would update your resume, put on your best formals, look presentable. You would prepare for stereotypical questions like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What are your strengths and weaknesses? That is the norm, is it not? But what if you were asked about your sexual history, your preferences in pornography? You may be wondering, what kind of violating questions are these? Let me assure you, these are not my words. According to a report, these are the kind of questions that were posed by Bill Gates' private office to women candidates. You heard that right. Women seeking jobs in Bill Gates' private office were asked sexually explicit questions. That is what this report from the Wall Street Journal says. Men were also interviewed, but none of them, according to the report, reported encountering such questions. As far as reports suggest, only women were put through this kind of embarrassment. And this is not even the beginning of it. Here are some of the explicit questions. Have you ever danced for dollars? Have you ever contracted a sexually transmitted disease? Have you had extramarital affairs? Do you have nude photographs of yourself on your phone? What kind of pornography do you prefer? Can you believe this? How is this going to affect your job role? How could these questions possibly help a firm determine a candidate's competence, their capabilities? Well, they clearly don't. Then what business did the interviewers have shooting away these questions? That too selectively towards the female candidates. Bill Gates' office has pinned everything on its security consulting firm, Concentric Advisors. Bill Gates' spokeswoman saying that background checks are done by third-party contractors and that Gates Ventures has not heard of such questions being asked. What is the multi-billion-dollar firm implying then? That it wasn't aware that women willing to work for it were put through such questions? The questions were aimed at finding vulnerabilities of the applicants. If the candidate got hired, she would work closely with one of the world's richest men. If anybody had dirt on her, she would be prone to being blackmailed or compromised, and it may be Concentric Advisors' job to run background checks. But in no way does it justify the questions that were asked. A pre-employment background investigation typically includes an examination of public records and databases, confirmation of resume content and reference checks. And then there is an interview to confirm the job qualification details, the applicant's background, and if he or she would be a good fit for the company. Private questions like the ones asked by Gates Ventures' contractor were not only offensive, but blatantly questionable. That's what the employment lawyers are saying. Questions about a job candidate's medical or psychiatric history are unlawful. It does not matter if they are a part of a security screening for a private office. Even if a job candidate signs a consent form, it does not make the questions legal. Secondly, the explicit questions were only for the women applicants. What about men then? Did they not pose any security threat, or are they above being blackmailed? Gates Ventures has some questions to answer. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.